Hey! So, Shenhua...
Master has relayed my situation to you.
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning. After all, Master is...
Sorry, Shenhua. Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real adepti, too. Anyway, now it's...
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it is.
Great! Well, now that we're... But before we do that, let's go to the building site and, after all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be... Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhua. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Look! Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Byron! And hey! People Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to
One moment. I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you... Wait, I know you. You're the one who fought against the Fatuian Osile, right? Oh, sure enough, your reputation... Pleased to meet you. I'm Beto, captain of the Crux.
Beto? Are you here to join the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of Sunset Vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not...
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most...
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler. I'm sure you've heard of them before. And this is...
Shenhua.
Good to meet you. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling, to be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's...
Wow. So so...
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to...
In that case, I have a Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What?
Sounds great, but
The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a... How'd I do?
Precisely.
Huh.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Wonderful. We'll split into teams. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang?
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent...
Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see...
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban... It's called The Divine...
Another test subject.
A new job.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf, or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry, my brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about Wonder Cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber. The types of ore needed to make Wonder Cores are a little hard to
No, we were gonna ask you what kinds of...
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrose. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some of it. I'm really not sure. Of course, it's probably just hearsay.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, I hear the view there. Perhaps it can give me some...
What's the hurry?
I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks. And no wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have
The divine What's the story about, though?
It's the story of a girl.
Cool. A hero's...
The legend first arose in this area. In that village, there was a loving couple who were completely devoted. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must..."
What a nasty piece of work!
But the monster was just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster.
No.
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, and so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air.
I really like this story, but I personally think that perhaps the little girl was... I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is...
Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose...
Well, it sure
Skyward! Scatter! Derivative! Skyward! Scatter!
Now we just need to find that Symposium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us, sir. Can we ask you something? Huh. He just...
Hello, sir. We were just past...
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Shenhua, Yunjin, look...
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Symposium, but I think you can find some information in the village. This place is deserted now. No one ever comes here.
Huh? You know this guy,
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go and... Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be...
Okay, then let's see what we...
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Empty chest. Good for storage.
What's this? So, now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an Adeptus. And so that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I... According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera... And she didn't volunteer. She was... Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. Oh, it looks like my father may need to... So it seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's... His obsessive yearning for his deceased wife led to a terrible tragedy. The villagers moved away in fear, with... Still, I do wonder what the connection is.
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Symposium. Let's have a look over there. This is it! So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk, and we'll find us some Symposium! Let's go back and tell Shenhua the news!
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired Adeptus from a merchant passing by. I was a very close friend of your father's. I bring flowers back here every year.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way. There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love. Nothing.
Do you still hate...
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. So if you ask me how I feel about the past...
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhua, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhua, it brings me some solace knowing that you are okay. I'll tell you more about the old times next time.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhua, look. This tells us how to find Subrosium. All we gotta do is...
Let's go.
Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to... Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turned...
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now that the main character is standing...
It's okay. I like your version.
But,
My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others. But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to...
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be.
Shenhua! Yunjin! Cut the chick! We can't let someone else beat us!
Skyward! Scatter!
That's everything we need! Let's head back and report it! Paimon's curious if Beto's made any progress.
Oh.
So...
This is some top-quality ore you found. I think I'll get a good guess. Now it's my time to...
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before.
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your... Don't worry. It won't take me...
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti Sigils next.
I'll sort that out.
Oh?
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti Sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. There's so much maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink waiting for you.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need...
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts work. Maybe I'll learn something.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.